Can you give association memory examples? Have you ever struggled to remember a list of items or concepts? You are not alone. Many people face this challenge. But there is a fun and effective way to improve your memory using association techniques. Let's look at some practical examples that can help you remember information better. First, consider using visual symbol associations. When you need to memorize a list or steps, create a vivid image that represents the main idea. For instance, if you want to remember the 5 steps of the scientific method, picture a test tube as your main symbol. Then, attach smaller images to representing each step. Imagine a magnifying glass for observation, a question mark for question, a light bulb for hypothesis, a puzzle for data analysis, and a race finish banner for conclusion. This visual map organizes and helps you recall the steps in order. Next, let's talk about the PEG system. This technique involves using a pre-memorized list of mental hooks, like numbers or objects, to associate with new items. For example, if you need to remember a person named George Marks, link Marks to Mark, as in X marks the spot. Imagine George with a mole shaped like an X. This creates a memorable image that connects the name to something concrete. Another effective method is the journey or method of loci. Picture a familiar route, like your walk to class or through your home. Assign each item you want to remember to a specific landmark along that route. For example, associate a ruler on your desk with one fact and a yellow highlighter with another. By mentally walking the route, you can recall the items in sequence. Silly or unusual image associations can also be helpful. For abstract or hard-to-visualize information, create exaggerated mental images linking the items. If you need to remember a list of words, imagine a horse wearing a hat made of cheese to connect to unrelated words. The more unusual the image, the easier it is to remember because it stands out. Everyday sensory associations can trigger memories too. For example, the smell of fresh bread might reminded you of a specific memory or concept. Use sensory details like imagining a smell, taste, or sound connected to the material to strengthen memory. Lastly, link new information to something you already know well. If you know your phone number well and need to remember a sequence of numbers, associate the new numbers with parts of your phone number. This uses existing connections in your brain to anchor new data. These examples show how association memory techniques turn abstract facts into meaningful, memorable images or stories. By applying these methods, you can improve retention and make study sessions more effective.